Okay. Alright, so why don't you start by telling me a little about your childhood?
I've come from a very big family, and we didn't have a lot of anything, but we had a lot of fun. And we had a summer house, outdoor plumbing. It was a good time. Uh, Played a lot of cards. You did a lot of family things.
Yeah.
You played a lot of cards. And yeah, so it was more inside stuff, once in a while. You had to go in out early at night. You had to be on your front porch by 9 o'clock at night.
Okay, and what was your family like growing up?
They were noisy. 7 girls and 2 boys, so there was a lot of bickering over clothes. A mom and dad that knew they were going to have a lot of kids and enjoyed them. So I didn't know it was that good
Yeah.
until I heard other people. And I would tell them about my family. They'd say, "You had a normal family." I was, wow.
So where did you grow up?
Chicago.
Okay. And what was it like growing up there?
It was a tough neighborhood. It was a working man neighborhood, all blue collar. Probably a lot of immigrants, mostly Irish,
Yeah.
hard workers.
Yeah, how was it like growing up around a lot of Irish people?
My father didn't hang around a lot of Irish people. Some of the Irish people that were in there a long time. I don't think you noticed anything until you went into a neighborhood that was different than yours, and then you realized it was a little different, They're happy people.
Yeah. That's always good. What jobs have you had?
What jobs have I had?
Yeah.
Okay, most of my jobs are secretarial. When I had children, I stayed home, and I had part-time jobs. Some of them were at trucking companies in the offices, clerical.
What was your favorite job?
I think my favorite job I had 2 favorite types of jobs. Most of it came all the way back to clerical. And that was the most challenging.
Was it typical of women in that time period, your age, to be working?
No. Not until your children got bigger. And so I would get small little jobs, part-time jobs, and that usually helped for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
But not until your children got bigger did anybody I hung around with go out to work.
So what was it like being one of the few women who were working?
I wasn't one of the few. I wasn't until I was older, and then yeah, I didn't work. So not until the kids got bigger, and then a lot of women start getting small little part-time. There was more part-time jobs for women.
Oh yeah.
There was more opportunities to have work 4 hours a day.
When you were younger, what hobbies or interests did you have?
I don't remember. I think when I was younger, everybody knew when they came out of school, the norm was for a woman to get married and have children.
So you didn't have...
So really you didn't have any aspirations of going to college or anything like that. Hobbies probably would have been needlework of some sort, or stuff like that, at one point. That was about all.
How do you think that's changed today?
Oh, tremendously today. There's way more opportunities. Women all go to college. I think that even the kids have more athletic things that they can do now that they didn't have years ago.
Definitely. How do you think your life would have been different if you would have had some of those opportunities?
I don't know. I think because your mindset, and then another thing, being Catholic, you just knew you were going to have children. Nowadays they're not. They're doing different things. But I sure. I think at the end of my life, I was glad I was what I did.
Um, so what would you do for fun?
Well, fun, it was at different ages. Well, we used to go to Cedar Lake for 3 months for fun.
Oh yeah.
And then when you were a certain age, you could almost play out on the streets. You played different games. The whole neighborhood played a game. And then when you were a teenager, then for fun, you went to dances.
Oh yeah.
So that was the fun part of it. Yeah.
So how has growing up in that time period impacted your life today, do you think?
I think it was easier. I'm more content retired now, too, I think, because I think life was basically less worry than it is today. And I think it was more laid back and relaxed. So I don't know how it impacted, how it, I'm really satisfied with my life, so.
That's good. Have you ever felt like a disadvantage due to growing up in that time period?
I think I didn't have as many clothes as other kids, but when you're in a social thing that everybody's basically alike, once in a while you'd see, when you went to high school, you saw more of people that had more stuff, you know. But I never felt, why didn't I have more? I didn't.
Okay. Have you ever faced prejudicial treatment due to your age or gender?
I don't think so. I saw a lot of stuff, or heard a lot of stuff about prejudice, you know, but I don't think I did. I think my father did. And, but I think when I was growing up, it eased up a little. It could have been out there and I didn't see it against, say, the Irish,
Yeah.
but it was against my father.
What kind of prejudices did he face?
Well, mostly about who hired who, the Irish or that kind of a thing. But when he came from Ireland, he had an uncle that helped him out. So when he got to Chicago, he had somebody else that had helped him get a job. But a lot of times they had more of a hard time getting jobs. And then a lot of, like I lived around, say, the Stockyard area in Chicago. And that was lots of Irish. It was Irish on one side and Polish on the other.
Wow.
And that's who worked in the stockyards.
So it was very race-oriented?
Oh, yeah. It was, mostly all Irish in the area I was in. Once in a while there'd be a couple different nationalities in there. But everybody was in their own neighborhood. And you knew where they were at. You knew where the Polish were, you knew where the Mexicans were, you knew where the Italians were. They all had their own neighborhood.
Did you ever feel like there was a disadvantage being like so separated and being like just within like the Irish neighborhood? Like when you got out into the world, you had to experience dealing with other people?
I think it was interesting dealing with other people. I think some of your prejudices all went away. Once you worked with other people of different races, your prejudice all went away.
Yeah.
Everything you were prejudiced about, somebody told you you're supposed to be.
Yeah. And do you feel like being so separated, growing up, kind of encouraged those prejudices?
Yeah, probably, because every nationality probably thought they were better than the other nationality. So I think they had their own prejudice against each other until they worked together, you know, like at jobs. People over in Europe were prejudiced against each country.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened here. Yeah.
Do you feel like that's changed today?
Yeah.
From
But do I think it's good or bad? It would have been nice if you still had your kind of ethnic neighborhoods to a degree, because you had your ethnic restaurants.
Oh yeah.
So there was a neat thing to be in like to go to Chinatown, or you knew where to go for Italian food and stuff like that. But it's really totally mixed in now.
Yeah. So have you ever felt like prejudicial treatment because you were older?
Yes, I did. I did once when somebody called me an old lady. And that's the only time I felt old.
Yeah. So it's kind of a realization.
A realization that you are older, and maybe people are going to start treating you different.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was.
Was it scary to think that you might be like treated different because of your
Yeah.
age?
A little bit, yeah. That people wouldn't have patience with you or treat you the same as. I think old people think they're going to be ignored.
Yeah. So how did it like make you feel to think that that's starting to happen?
I felt you feel bad in a way. You feel and it's scary because now you know you're old and you think you're kind of and you look at other old people and you know life is slipping by you too.
Did you ever feel like bad for maybe how you judge somebody else for?
Probably. I just never wanted to be a crabby old lady.
Yeah.
So I'll see older people and if they're crabby, I don't like.
Yeah.
You know, and I go, I never want to be that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe you have more tolerance for old.
Yeah. So it's like changing.
But I think older people today have more fun than older people used to. They're more. They do more. Mm-hmm. There's much more to do. You know, they stay more active, so that's good. Yeah. There's lots of things to do.
So being treated prejudicially has changed the way that you look at other people?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, and then have you ever received prejudicial treatment due to being female?
Well, I don't know. Yeah. Most jobs that like I got were female jobs. Most bosses were male. And so I always thought that they thought they were better than me. I had a pretty good boss, but his wife mainly treated me really good. But you were not on the same level as a man in my age group.
Mm-hmm. So did you ever feel like you were like less of a person?
No.
That's good. Did you ever feel like there was something that you couldn't do because you were female? There were things that you couldn't do that you wanted to?
I think you. I don't think I felt that though, in a way. I think I was just satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have made more money, you know, but like I said, we didn't have the opportunity to go to school and stuff like that. So we took jobs that were female jobs.
And
that was secretarial, and that was expected.
Yeah. Do you think that's changed now?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. I think women are in more of the same fields as men, and I saw it in the research industry. You know, that's what I worked for was research. And you saw more female research engineers, and they were just getting into that. And I think they're into it more and more. They're more accepted too.
Do you think you would have had like a different job or a better job if you were working today?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think I probably would have been some kind of an accountant, because that's where what really interests me. And I had the type of job that I did advance some, you know, which was fun. Yeah, they give you more and more responsibility, which was fun. That was on job training.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh yeah, I think I would have made a lot more money in this day and age, and I know exactly what I would have done.
Do you ever feel like at a disadvantage because you didn't have those opportunities?
I think because I enjoyed my life, I don't think I did. Because I think at the end of my life, toward the end of my life, I enjoyed it. And it's fun. Right now I'm having a good time still, and it's fun. Life is fun.
Have you ever faced prejudicial treatment because you were Catholic?
Yes. Only once, I think.